एक नया दिन और एक नई वीडियो के साथ शिक्षा नर्ड की टीम आ पहुंची है दिल्ली के कुतुब इंस्टीट्यूशनल एरिया में और ये एरिया फेमस है अपने टॉप मोस्ट 20 स्कूल्स के लिए। आज की वीडियो होने वाली है बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट कैंपस के बारे में जो आपके पीजीडीएम के सफ़र में हो सकता है बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट। आज की वीडियो होने वाली है आईएमआई दिल्ली कैंपस के बारे में। आज की वीडियो में हम मिलने वाले हैं यहाँ पे एडमिशन हेड से और देने वाले हैं वो सारी जानकारी जो आईएमआई दिल्ली के सफ़र में आपको आगे बढ़ने में देगी पूरी मदद। बिना देरी के शुरू करते हैं आज की वीडियो और देते हैं आप सभी को पूरी जानकारी। तो आज की वीडियो बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट होने वाली है आप सभी के लिए क्योंकि हम वो सारे सवाल लेके आए हैं जो आपके मन में रहते हैं टॉप मोस्ट कैंपस को लेके और ये वीडियो पूरी कोशिश करेगी आज के सवालों को क्लियर करने की। सबसे पहले सर को थैंक यू बोलना चाहेंगे। राहुल सर, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर इनवाइटिंग आवर टीम टू योर कैंपस। इन बच्चों के बहुत सवाल होते हैं आईएमआई दिल्ली को लेके।
Thank you so much, Varun, for being with us today. I'm happy to answer all the questions you have and the students have.
तो सर तो तैयार है एक स्माइल के साथ, हम भी तैयार हैं अपने सवालों के साथ, तो देर किस बात की शुरुआत करते हैं आज की वीडियो। सर, बहुत सारे बच्चों के मन में एक सवाल है जो चल रहा है, इवन पेरेंट्स भी बहुत सारे सवाल पूछते हैं। 2026 में एमबीए या पीजीडीएम करने का जो फैसला है सही भी रहेगा या नहीं रहेगा? आईएमआई एक प्रेस्टिजियस इंस्टीट्यूशन है जहाँ पे बहुत कम बच्चों का सिलेक्शन होता है, तो आपका क्या टेक है इस पे और आप किस तरीके से प्रिपेयर्ड हैं इन बच्चों के लिए?
बहुत ही अच्छा सवाल है ये वरुण। MBA आई थिंक हैज़ ऑलवेज बीन अ डिग्री जो बहुत गलत तरीके से देखी जाती है, इसे समझा ही नहीं गया है।
Right.
सब लोगों ने MBA किया है, उसके फ्रूट्स रीप किए हैं, बट दे हैवंट रियली अंडरस्टूड व्हाट MBA इज़। सो अगर हम 2026 में देखें, MBA इज़ सो मच मोर अबाउट जजमेंट एंड लीडरशिप दैन जस्ट नॉलेज। सो अब जब क्लास में बैठते हैं तो यूर स्टडिंग केस स्टडीज़, यूर स्टडिंग अ लॉट ऑफ ब्लूमबर्ग टर्मिनल आप जा रहे हैं, फाइनेंस आप उस तरीके से पढ़ रहे हैं, व्हाट इफ़ यू वर अ CFO, व्हाट वुड यू हैव डन इन दैट सिचुएशन। सो इट्स नो मोर अबाउट बैलेंस शीट देखना, अकाउंटिंग करना, इट्स सो मच अबाउट रियल टाइम क्लासरूम एक्सपीरियंस। सो आई थिंक उस नज़रिए से अगर आप देखोगे MBA को तो इट्स ऑलवेज गोइंग टू बी रेलिवेंट। मेरा ये कहना रहता है कि अगर डायनासोर्स के टाइम पे MBA होता तो शायद उन्होंने भी किया होता एंड दे वोंट हैव गॉन एक्सटिंक्ट। सो MBA इज़ अ डिग्री विच विल स्टे फॉरएवर। Secondly, how IMI has prepared itself for the age of AI, जहाँ पे शायद managers need to be a little bit more smart.
Right, ये AI का थ्रेड बहुत चल रहा है आजकल।
100%. So obviously schools also have to keep speed, and IMI being a top institute, we have all cutting edge technologies that we want our students to be good at corporate placements. So the best thing about IMI Delhi that I came across when I joined IMI is it's India's first corporate sponsored business school.
Okay.
Which means that we are very focused on what corporates really want, how ready we want our students to be to work at top companies, Fortune 500 companies around the world. So that's where we co-design and co-deliver our curriculum with the industry experts, right? So that gives us an understanding of what market really needs and what our students are delivering. And thirdly, I will also say that when you look at MBA ka ROI, it's not the first job that you get, right? You're looking at next 20 years of your life.
Very true.
Exactly, What I say is who do you marry also sometimes depend on where you pursue your MBA, right? So it's a long journey, it's not your first job. So when you look at MBA in that light, 100% it makes sense. And if you're somebody who is thinking about it, I'll say close your eyes, go ahead, submit your applications. It's a little too I'll say procrastinating to right now think of whether to do an MBA or not when you don't even have any offers in your hand.
राहुल, MBA क्यों करना चाहिए ये तो आपने बता दिया। अगर हम आईएमआई दिल्ली की बात करें, बहुत पुराना कैंपस है, बहुत प्रेस्टिजियस इंस्टीट्यूशंस में से एक है, हमारे दर्शकों को क्या बताना चाहेंगे कैंपस के बारे में? किस तरीके से कैंपस स्टार्ट किया गया और क्या इसके पीछे का थॉट रहा स्टार्ट करने से पहले?
That's a great question, Varun. And I think this is a question that a lot of people might have, but it was never really very well answered. So legacy के लिए थोड़ा सा आपको पीछे जाना पड़ेगा। 1981 is when we established IMI Delhi, the first campus. Yeah. It was established with keeping in mind that companies, corporates like ITC, Nestle, Sanjeev Goenka Group, RPSG Group, they wanted to create a legacy of students, like a league of leaders which will lead the generations of future companies of future, right? So that was the idea, and it was not really started as a profitable institution. So the way we work today also, we focus on quality more than looking at what the institution is giving us back. Instead, we focus on what we are giving to the students who believe in the brand, who trust the brand and come to us. So that's the entire idea. We also have two other campuses which were set up in 2010 and 2011,
Okay.
IMI Kolkata and IMI Bhubaneswar.
So total we have 3 campuses.
Yes.
Okay.
The oldest is IMI Delhi, जहाँ पे आप बैठे हैं. 1981 is when we started, and
Okay.
couple of years down the line we have Kolkata and Bhubaneswar campuses. Again, huge campuses, very homely, very accommodating with 100% housing facilities available at both campuses.
ओके राहुल जी, पिछले सवाल में आपने लेगेसी तो बता दिया हमें. अगर हम बात करें दिल्ली मेन कैंपस की, तो इस साल 2026 में क्या क्या प्रोग्राम्स रहने वाले हैं और इनटेक क्या रहने वाला है इस साल?
Perfect, Varun. So I think students के लिए जो सबसे important चीज़ है, take away है इस question में, is that we are a very small batch. Even if we are a huge campus, हमारा USP ही यही है कि students get a lot of one-on-one time with the faculty.
Okay.
Right? The faculty standards, they're all PhD faculties coming from various parts of the country. Legacy institutes से पढ़ के आ रहे हैं, PhDs from IITs, NITs around the world, legacy institutes. So when you get enough time with the faculty is where your growth starts.
Right.
Especially when you're a fresher, somebody with less than 2 years of work ex, you need that extra level of brushing, polishing that can only happen with legacy faculty. So if you look at programs that we offer, PGDM Core is our flagship program.
Okay.
It consists of around 300 students, right? And these 300 students are also divided into various sections. So एक बार के time पे अगर आप पढ़ रहे हो तो you'll be in a class of around 60 students. So you'll still have a lot of one-on-one mentorship with the faculty itself. Then we have PGDM BFS program, which is banking and financial services. You would look at a PGDM BFS program if you're really interested into investment banking, portfolio analyst positions, private equity, hedge fund, VC, if that's your forte, and if you really know that I want to end up in certain vertical of finance at some point in life, then BFS makes sense to you. Then we also have a very prestigious PGDM HRM program,
Okay.
which is human resource management. And I think the USP that we have in our HRM program is we have quite a lot of AI business approach and then analytics into the program.
Okay.
So it's very well embedded.
Futuristic program.
Very futuristic. So if you look at HRM, I'm really proud to say that it's one of the best programs in the country if you're looking at HR.
Okay.
And core is something where you kind of, you study finance, strategy, marketing, leadership, everything a little bit. Right? So if you're somebody who is not very sure that I want to end up in marketing or HR, or if you want to work in finance, then I think PGDM Core is also a safe bet, but it does get very competitive. So think about
So
it.
intake there is 300, and what about the HR program?
HRM program and BFS program, they're 60 each.
Okay. Yeah. Only 60.
Only 60.
Okay. राहुल, लास्ट क्वेश्चन में हमने इंटेक की और प्रोग्राम की बात की. बहुत कम छोटा इंटेक है आपका और प्रोग्राम बहुत लिमिटेड प्रोग्राम्स है, तो कंपटीशन तो बहुत टफ रहना है. ये जो बच्चे हमें देख रहे हैं, इनके पास बहुत लिमिटेड ऑप्शंस होते हैं, और जब हम लिमिटेड ऑप्शंस की बात करते हैं तो एफिलिएशन एक्रेडिटेशन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले करते हैं. मैं तो जानता हूँ कि सारे प्रेस्टिजियस एक्रेडिटेशन इस कैंपस के पास हैं. आप क्या बोलना चाहेंगे इस पे?
I think students are always also confused about PGDM versus MBA.
Very true.
Right? So when we even look at a degree, I think what makes a degree eminent is the amount of equivalence, amount of validation you will get with that degree around the world. Because we are in the age of today global citizens. आप आज इंडिया में हो, कल आपका मन किया आप दुबई जाके काम करना चाह रहे हैं, परसों आपका मन किया आप यूएस जाना चाह रहे हैं, फिनलैंड जाना चाह रहे हैं, नॉर्वे जाना चाह रहे हैं, मलेशिया जाना चाह रहे हैं. So your degree should have validation around the
Global
world.
acceptance.
Exactly.
Right.
And this also affects your chances of getting a visa in the future. Right?
True, true.
All of these things come together when we talk about accreditations. Luckily, we're sitting in a very pristine room, so this is where we hang all our accreditation certificates.
Right.
So we are a part of AMBA, Association of
Okay.
MBAs around the world.
Very few colleges in India.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but then that's something that we really take pride in, because over the years, how the testing agencies also, they have changed their way of investigating levels, qualities of teaching, is they look at institutions which are more AI focused.
Very rigorous process.
Exactly.
Right.
And even if we are an old institution, so there is certain amount of bureaucracy involved when we change the curriculum, update our curriculum, but we still don't let it affect our curriculum because we update it regular basis.
Okay.
Right? So BFS program, we are a CFA partnered program. For HRM, we are a Bloomberg partnered program. So we make sure that external agencies also affect us and they bring whatever is going on in the market at the right time and in the right way. right? We are also a part of SEQS, a South Asia equivalence. You'll be able to see with that. We are a part of AACSB again an amazing accreditation for you to
Right.
have on your degree.
Right.
And NBA is also super important to us because we are based in India, right? So AICTE का जो NBA accreditation है, they also look at the very high standards of what business schools are now and this league of the top institutes in the country. So I think these all kind of make your degree stronger. And when you look at alumni around the world, you would be able to see that IMI Delhi ka alumni from 1988 batch or 1997 batch, right? Around the world in San Francisco, we have a alumni chapter.
Very strong alumni connect, I must say.
Extremely strong. And that's something that also comes into the picture when you're looking at working at a Fortune 500 company.
Right. राहुल, इतने सारे एक्रेडिटेशन एफिलिएशन जानने के बाद क्यूरियोसिटी जाग गई होगी एडमिशन प्रोसेस जानने के लिए भी. तो 2026 में क्या प्रोसेस रहने वाला है?
Definitely. So the entire process is completely online.
Okay.
You start with submitting a common application form, which is for all 3 campuses.
Common
IMI
form.
Delhi.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
So with one application fee, you're applying to 3 campuses, 5 programs.
Okay.
Right. So Delhi, Kolkata, Bhubaneswar, you have to put in a preference. And then you also have to tell us a preference in terms of do you want to pursue PGDM core, BFS or HRM.
Okay.
According to your scores, we will be shortlisting you for personal interviews depending on what campus makes sense to you, what program makes sense to you, what cutoffs you're able to match.
Okay.
Right. And the second step, once you're done with your application, is AI interview. So obviously,
AI interview. Okay.
a lot of applications come in, and we are obviously short-staffed always because the number of applications in a country like India is
very high,
right? So you can't hire admission staff to look at all the interviews. So what we do is we have now introduced a layer of AI interview.
Okay.
And don't be scared about it. It's still something that we look at it if we really like your profile. And that's where we kind of invite students to answer questions which are asked by AI. They're literally answering to the screen.
Okay.
Right. And after that, if you pass the AI interview round, is when you receive a personal interview invite.
Okay.
Now, personal interview at IMI Delhi is with a panel of faculty and an industry expert.
Okay.
Right? Because we are a corporate sponsored business school, so there's a lot of focus on what corporates want in our students. And that's why you'll always have an industry expert also on the panel. And this is usually a 20 to 25-minute interview where you either make or break. So you have to be like extremely prepared, confident, crisp in your answers.
तो राहुल, अगर हम IMI दिल्ली कैंपस की बात करें तो कौन कौन से एंट्रेंसेस बच्चों को टारगेट करना है?
So we accept CAT, ZAT and GMAT.
And what will be the cutoff for all of them?
I'll say we want to have like a no cutoff mindset because we don't want to discourage students to not apply because they think they're not worthy of the institute.
Okay.
It has happened at times that we have really liked a candidate and they did not really
Overall
match
profile.
the criteria
Okay.
too much. Yeah. But I'll still say that typically to be a strong candidate and to be on the safer side, anything about 85 to 90 percentile brings you in a safer bucket to get invited to a personal interview.
Okay. राहुल, लास्ट क्वेश्चन में आपने एक जिक्र किया कि प्रोफाइल आपके लिए काफ़ी मैटर करती है दिल्ली कैंपस के लिए. अगर हम दिल्ली कैंपस की बात करें तो किस तरीके की प्रोफाइल सूटेबल रहने वाली है?
Definitely. So profile is the king when it comes to IMI Delhi,
Okay.
right? Because we want to have students in classrooms, in our case study classrooms, who are able to very strongly put their opinion in front of the entire class. Classes बहुत interactive होती हैं, तो अगर आप शर्मा रहे हैं, if you're not able to put in your perspective, which is the best perspective in the world, it will not be useful to the institute. It will not be useful to your peers, right? So that's why when we look at students, we try to understand leadership initiatives that they have taken in life. Now, don't get me wrong. You don't have to have a job for 2 or 3 years to have a leadership initiative. What you can also be is a very strong member of a student committee at whatever institution you were studying. आपने वहाँ पे क्या नया स्टार्ट किया, क्या पहले से चल रहा था, उसमें आपने अपना फ्लेवर कैसे ऐड किया,
Right.
what kind of sports do you play, what kind of cultural activities you were a part of, how
Overall personality, overall
100%.
package.
As long as you are memorable, if I am in the interview and you did an interview with me, और 5 दिन बाद भी अगर मुझे आपका नाम याद है या फिर if I look at your face and I'm like, oh, this was a good interview, that's something that we're looking for, that spark in you, that X factor. If you don't have it, I'll say look into you and get it out. Because all of us do have an X factor. What happens is in this CAT, ZAT, GMAT ka preparation, it gets a little lost because we become an aspirant, right? But you should still start looking at you at a very individualistic level and become your own and then come to the interview so that we can look at you as you.
राहुल, लास्ट क्वेश्चन में आपने एडमिशन प्रोसेस के बारे में बताया। ये जो बच्चे हैं काफी देर से इस क्वेश्चन का वेट कर रहे हैं, फीस क्या रहने वाली है 2026 में, और इस साल क्या कोई स्कॉलरशिप स्कीम है जो एड ऑन हुई है या फिर कुछ नया है?
So the tuition fee for the entire 2-year program at IMI Delhi is 23.5 lakhs
ओके, फॉर ऑल द प्रोग्राम्स।
for all the programs.
Okay.
Whether you study core, PGDM, or BFS or HRM, the program fee remains the same. Housing is optional for our students. We have on campus 350 beds available. If you're coming from a far off city and if you want to stay on campus, if you're a parent who is concerned about this to kids, we do have on campus facilities if you want to take up.
बट मैं एक बात जोड़ना चाहूंगा, इतना ब्यूटीफुल कैंपस है और हॉस्टल काफी अच्छा कैंपस में है, तो मैं तो होता तो मैं लेता ही लेता राहुल।
Yeah, so usually on campus housing is pretty full, so you won't really be able to get it later. So if you are somebody really interested, apply early, get in early, and then apply for housing as well early.
एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन मैंने पूछा था, स्कॉलरशिप क्या रहने वाली है इस साल?
Right. So I think if you really circle back to the kind of institute we are, right, the way we started. So philanthropy has always been a part of the ethos, the DNA of the institute.
Okay.
So we do offer 50% and 100% scholarships.
100% स्कॉलरशिप?
Yeah.
काफी बच्चों के कान खड़े होंगे, वो कैसे होती है राहुल?
So we had about 20 students this year who got 100% scholarship. You get full-fledged scholarship which covers your entire tuition fee.
ओके,
That is either, so we have named our scholarships Academic Impact Scholarship, Academic Excellence Scholarship, and Professional Impact Scholarship. So we want to look at what have you done in your life before you came to IMI. Either academically you have done something really amazing if you come from a premier institute in the country where you have done really well, or if you have worked for less than 2 years in a company which is an MNC where you were contributing quite a lot in terms of initiatives, in terms of leadership. So all of that impacts your scholarship application.
राहुल, बहुत देर से एक क्वेश्चन मेरे दिमाग में चल रहा था। मैं आपके कैंपस में आया, काफी अच्छा कैंपस है आपका। एक क्वेश्चन है जो मेरे दिमाग में भी और बहुत लोगों के दिमाग में, जो दिल्ली टारगेट कर रहे हैं। अभी AQI का बहुत जिक्र हो रहा है, पॉल्यूशन का बहुत जिक्र हो रहा है। आपके कैंपस में कंपैरेटिवली, बिकॉज ये फॉरेस्ट लैंड के बिल्कुल पास है, AQI बिल्कुल अलग लेवल पे है। क्या बोलना चाहेंगे आप दर्शकों को?
I think it's a valid concern when you're thinking about Delhi, Ghaziabad, Gurgaon as a study destination. But I think South Delhi का या फिर IMI Delhi का जो location है, it's so central, right? So एक जो चीज़ तो है कि we are in a lush green neighborhood of Sanjay Van Forest.
Right.
It's an entire forest. When I first came to the campus and I took a quick stroll around the forest, I felt like I'm not in Delhi anymore. क्योंकि दिल्ली में ऐसी जगह आपको देखने ही नहीं मिलती जहाँ पे इतना सारा forest area होता है. So that changes the air quality quite a lot. Second, I think location, when you look at intellect of this area, Cutoff institutional area, on our front we have IIT Delhi, on our left we have IIFT, on our right we have 4 School of Management, on our back we have Sanjay Van. So the kind of
All the
students-
premium colleges. Right.
Exactly. तो अगर आप चाय पीने भी जाओगे तो you'll always have
तो आपको तगड़ा एलुमनाई कनेक्ट और लोगों का भी देखने के लिए मिलने वाला है, राइट?
Yeah, so the human connect that you're able to make, case competitions के लिए we have students who go to research even at a chai ki tapri, right? So the kind of conversations that you can have with these people who are standing around will contribute to your intellect, and someday somehow in your life you'll be able to take advantage of your network, and that will make you or help you reach where you really want to
And
reach.
network is equal to net worth.
100%.
राहुल, आपसे बात करते करते टाइम का पता ही नहीं चल पाया। लास्ट क्वेश्चन हम ले रहे हैं, जो इन बच्चों के दिमाग में पहला क्वेश्चन रहता है और आखिरी भी एक ही क्वेश्चन रहता है, दैट इज प्लेसमेंट। अगर हम प्लेसमेंट की बात करें राहुल, पिछला साल कैसा रहा?
It was an amazing year for us because we have changed quite a lot in our curriculum. We have changed quite a lot in terms of how we approach recruiters. बहुत सारे ऐसे recruiters हैं जो काफ़ी 15-20 साल से आते थे, and then during COVID a lot of them took a break, and then we reminded them back of the quality of students that we have at IMI Delhi. So as of today, if you talk about numbers, the average placement for all our programs is 17.91 LPA.
Okay.
And if you look at specific programs, for example, the banking and financial services, the average placement is pretty much 21 LPA as of today.
Okay.
Yeah, because you see the kind of companies, the acumen of companies, the pedigree that come in, it consists of D. Shaw, JP Morgan and Chase, Reserve Bank of India started coming back to the campus. IndusInd Bank is coming nowadays. We have BMW come in for various roles. So these kind of companies which you would really not see at institutes around the country, at least private institutes, we're able to back them, and then they're so happy with the quality of students. एक चीज़ और मैं आपको बताता हूँ, when I came to IMI Delhi, what I realized is when we ask Meta to come and hire from us, it's not the first student they're hiring from us. They already have 15, 20, 30 students who have worked at Meta in the last 20, 30 years since their existence. So
Alumni base is very strong.
100%. So the companies know the kind of quality that they're going to hire from IMI Delhi. So it's not very difficult for us to engage them and bring them in. And once you pull them in, if you're a great student, you'll be able to back that job very easily.
राहुल, अंतिम सवाल, क्या गोल्डन एडवाइस आप इन बच्चों को देना चाहेंगे जो 2026 में आगे बढ़ रहे हैं?
It's the most difficult question that I'll have to answer today, but I think the generation that we are all a part of, like, I won't really seclude us from the generation, but there is a level of procrastination, there's a level of confusion. Should I do it? Should I not do it? Is it worth it? Is it not worth it? Is it going to be relevant? Is it not going to be relevant? So ये सारे सवाल एक बार के लिए मैं ये कहूँगा साइड में रख दीजिए. You've already given CAT, you're already done that, maybe you're preparing for next year. Focus entirely on what you have done,
Right.
what you're going to do, and apply it to the right business schools. And then take the decision once you have the offers in hand. And I think a school like IMI Delhi is 100% ready to welcome you with open arms. Once you're here, it's quite a lot of resources that we'll throw on you, and you'll be able to absorb a lot of quality and quantity of content. So once you become a sponge, you absorb quite a lot. And that's what companies are looking for, right? So I think clarity of mind, keeping all the distractions away for some time, and decide and shoot where you want to be.
तो आज की वीडियो में हम थे राहुल सर के साथ और हमने दी वो सारी जानकारी जो IMI दिल्ली के सफ़र में आगे बढ़ने में देगी आपको पूरी मदद. आशा करते हैं आज की वीडियो के माध्यम से आपके बहुत सारे डाउट्स क्लियर हुए हैं. फिर भी अगर कोई डाउट है, क्वेरी है, शंका है जो आपको आगे बढ़ने से रोक रही है, तो आप हमसे हैं सिर्फ एक कॉल दूर. आपका एक कॉल आपके दूर कर सकता है सारे कन्फ्यूजन. आशा करते हैं 2026 आप सभी के लिए बहुत बेहतरीन रहे. जहां भी आप एडमिशन लें वहां पे बेहतरीन प्लेसमेंट के साथ, बेहतरीन एडमिशन प्रोसेस के साथ आप आगे बढ़ पाएं और अपने ड्रीम कैंपस तक पहुंच पाएं. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर वॉचिंग अस. बेस्ट ऑफ लक.